Beneath the silent waves of many national and international waters, some of the deadliest weapons ever devised are aboard submarines like the Ohio-class, Virginia-class, and their kin. An Ohio-class SSBN in patrol carries multiple nuclear missiles that can deliver warheads across thousands of miles, while a Virginia-class attack submarine can unleash a barrage of long-range cruise missiles toward enemy ships. From nuclear missiles to stealthy torpedoes, let's explore the most powerful and deadliest weapons on U.S. submarines today. Trident II, D5 submarine-launched ballistic missile. Deep beneath the ocean surface lies one of the deadliest strategic weapons ever built, called the Trident D5 submarine-launched ballistic missile. Deployed aboard Ohio-class submarine SSBNs since 1990, the Trident II D5 embodies decades of incremental innovation. It features a longer range, heavier payload, and unmatched stealth launch capability. Its mere existence underpins the sea-based leg of U.S. nuclear deterrence, promising a response that's so devastating that potential adversaries think twice before acting. The Trident II D5 is a three-stage solid propellant missile designed to be launched from submerged submarines through gas pressure ejection. A cold launch will ensure that the submarine remains shielded until the missile breaches the surface and ignites. Once airborne, the rocket stages ignite sequentially, propelling the missile on a suborbital trajectory that can span up to roughly 4,000 nautical miles. One of the reasons why the Trident II D5 is so powerful is its payload. The missile can carry multiple re-entry vehicles, each armed with powerful nuclear warheads. Typical loadouts include the W-76, which has about 100 kilotons, or the heavier W-88 that produces about 475 kilotons. In effect, a single missile can deliver multiple independent strikes against separate targets, a capability that multiplies destructive reach and complicates enemy defenses. The total warhead payload can weigh around 2,800 kilos. In terms of deployment, the Ohio-class submarines form the backbone of the Trident II arsenal. Each Ohio-class SSBN is capable of carrying up to 20 DB missiles. Thanks to the D5 Life Extension program, these missiles have been upgraded and refurbished, ensuring that they remain reliable well into the coming decades. Despite its immense destructive potential, the Trident II D5 has not been used in combat yet. Instead, its role has always been deterrence. No country would risk attacking the US when it sees that its Navy has such a powerful weapon. It's a guarantee of overwhelming retaliation in the event of a nuclear strike against the United States or its allies. Since entering service, the system has amassed an impressive record of test launches. From the first operational firing in 1989 through dozens of demonstration and shakedown launches, the D5 has logged over 100 successful test flights. The missile system is the ultimate deterrent in the U.S. Navy submarines, as it combines stealthy submarine deployment, long-range reach, mirror-V flexibility, and proven reliability. This makes it the most powerful and feared submarine-launched weapon in existence. Meanwhile, some U.S. submarine weapons have reshaped modern naval warfare. BGM-109 Tomahawk Land Attack Cruise Missiles. The BGM-198 Tomahawk stands as one of the most consequential and versatile weapons in the arsenal of the U.S. Navy, a long-range subsonic jet-powered cruise missile whose precision and endurance have reshaped modern naval warfare. First introduced into service in 1983 to meet a growing need for a missile capable of deep, strategic strikes from sea, the Tomahawk quickly became a cornerstone of U.S. power projection. What makes Tomahawk especially formidable is its stealthy flight profile. It can be launched either vertically from surface ships or horizontally from torpedo tubes on submarines. After launch, it cruises low over land, guided by a sophisticated suite of navigation systems, including inertial navigation, terrain contour matching, and digital scene matching. If you get the modern variant of this missile, you get GPS-guided systems for even greater precision. In effect, it can slip under radar coverage and fly terrain-hugging paths that avoid enemy air defenses, dramatically increasing its chances of reaching heavily fortified targets undetected. In terms of reach and strike power, a Tomahawk can travel up to about 1,500 miles in its conventional land attack variants, with the latest Block V upgrades extending that range further under certain profiles. Its warhead, typically a 1,000-pound high-explosive unitary warhead, can obliterate hardened facilities, command centers, infrastructure nodes, or other high-value targets deep inside hostile territory. Tomahawks are carried by many U.S. submarines. For instance, boats of the Virginia-class submarine usually carry BGM-109 missiles through their vertical launch tubes or payload modules, enabling them to strike from covert underwater positions that are far from enemy coasts. The conversion of several older missile submarines, Ohio-class submarine SSGNs, has also given the Navy some of its most heavily armed undersea platforms. These submarines can carry dozens of Tomahawks, giving them a massive strike capacity. In combat, Tomahawk has a long and storied history. It was first fired in anger during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, when surface ships and submarines together launched the first rounds of a massive cruise missile barrage against Iraqi targets. Since then, Tomahawks have been used repeatedly in conflicts in Iraq, the Balkans, Afghanistan, Libya, and elsewhere, wherever the U.S. has needed precise standoff strikes against command and control centers, air defenses, infrastructure, or over-hardened targets. Even though the Tomahawk was developed in the early 1980s, it has remained relevant in the age of advanced defenses, with improvements including guidance systems, warheads, propulsion, and launch flexibility. Some weapons are fitted to only one submarine, but the next one can be found on almost all frontline submarines from the U.S. Navy. Mk-48 AD Cap Mod 7 Heavyweight Torpedo. The Mk-48 AD Cap Mod 7 heavyweight torpedo prowls silently through the depths and is a submarine's most feared undersea predator. This heavyweight torpedo, carried by virtually all frontline U.S. Navy submarines. These include fast attack boats like Virginia-class submarines, Los Angeles-class submarines, and even ballistic missile platforms such as Ohio-class submarines. The Mk-48 is the go-to weapon for anti-submarine and anti-surface warfare. What it lacks in flash, it makes up for in lethality, stealth, and adaptability. The Mk-48 originally entered service decades ago, but it has evolved through multiple upgrades. The AD Cap series improved its guidance, propulsion, and homing systems, and the Mod 7 integration, which was introduced into operational service around 2006. It brought even more formidable capabilities, especially the Common Broadband Advanced Sonar System. Physically, the torpedo is formidable. It's about 19 feet long, 21 inches in diameter, and weighs about 3,744 pounds. Its warhead carries approximately 650 pounds of high explosive. It's enough to cripple or even destroy enemy submarines or surface vessels when detonating under their hulls, causing catastrophic structural failure. The guidance suite is what makes Mk-48 truly dangerous. It can be launched from a submarine's torpedo tubes and initially guided via a thin wire that unspools from the torpedo. This allows the firing submarine to leverage its own sonar data to steer the weapon toward its target, avoiding decoys or enemy countermeasures. When the wire is cut, the torpedo switches to its onboard active or passive acoustic homing. The Seabass upgrade expands its sonar's bandwidth, making it much more effective at tracking quiet, modern submarines or surface ships, even in challenging acoustic environments such as shallow littoral waters or noisy shallow seas. As for performance, the Mk-48 Mod 7 is capable of reaching depths beyond 200 feet and achieving speeds generally reported above 28 knots. Though in practice, its speed is often higher. It can go as fast as 40 to 55 knots under certain conditions. Its range can in the real-world use span tens of kilometers depending on launch parameters. Although the Mk-48 AD Cap is decades old in origin, it's the backbone of U.S. submarine lethality. It has never been used in combat in a modern major war, but it has been employed in live-fire exercises and sinking drills. The weapon has been evaluated for its destructive potential by obliterating decommissioned ships as stand-ins for hostile warships. What makes the Mk-48 AD Cap Mod 7 such a scary underwater weapon isn't just its explosive power and speed, but its stealth and adaptability. Submarines can launch them in complete secrecy from deep underwater and without warning. This gives the torpedo the element of surprise. Its advanced sonar and guidance allow it to track and strike even modern, low-noise submarines or fast surface ships, while its powerful warhead can render even heavily armored vessels unsalvageable. U.S. submarines don't only have groundbreaking weapons, but also impressive upgrades that hold and launch multiple missiles at the same time. Expanded missile payload via the VPM. Below the surface of the sea, the VPM quietly transforms certain attack submarines into far more potent strike platforms. The VPM is the Virginia payload module that is installed on boats of the Virginia-class submarine. It has an extra hull segment between the existing compartments of the submarine, creating space for 4 large-diameter vertical launch tubes. Each of those 4 tubes can house up to 7 cruise missiles, like the BGM-109 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles, meaning that a single VPM can add 29 missiles to the submarine's loadout. When combined with the original payload capacity of the Virginia-class, a VPM-equipped submarine can carry roughly 40 Tomahawk missiles. It's a dramatic increase over earlier versions of the class that lacked VPM. The rationale for the VPM is strategic and pragmatic. As the Navy phases out older guided missile submarines, like the converted Ohio-class guided missile submarine force, which once provided a large-scale cruise missile strike capability, Virginia-class submarines equipped with the VPM can help restore and sustain that strike capability without needing an equivalent number of new submarines. Because the VPM uses large-diameter tubes, its architecture also offers flexibility for future payloads beyond Tomahawks. This could include new-generation missiles, unmanned undersea vehicles, seabed sensors, or other large-diameter weapon or support systems. So, the VPM is more than just a bigger magazine. Instead, it represents a modular upgrade path. It's a way to adapt to changing threats and technologies while retaining stealth and undersea survivability. The submarines that carry VPM are Virginia-class Block V boats and subsequent builds. The first VPM-equipped boat authorized is USS Arizona, whose keel was laid in 2022. Other submarines are now being constructed with VPMs. In terms of firepower, the VPM shifts what a single fast-attack submarine can threaten. Instead of dozens of torpedoes and a handful of missiles, a VPM-equipped sub becomes a stealthy missile battery capable of launching dozens of long-range land attack strikes, anywhere within reach of its cruise missiles. This also affects mission flexibility. These subs can deliver standoff strikes against land targets, enemy shore infrastructure, or high-value installations, all while remaining submerged far from enemy sensors. As new payloads, possibly newer, more advanced missiles or unmanned systems, become operational, those too will benefit from VPM's expanded capacity. Aside from their capability to carry multiple missiles, American submarines have also been fitted with a unique feature that can allow them to fire multiple missiles in rapid succession: vertical launch missile salvo. The vertical launch missile salvo allows a submarine to fire multiple missiles in rapid succession from vertically oriented missile cells, rather than traditional torpedo tubes. This capability is made possible by a submarine-adapted version of a vertical launch system, which stores missiles in sealed vertical canisters deep inside or outside the pressure hull. When commanded, a missile is expelled by gas or water pressure from the tube, breaches the surface, then ignites and proceeds on its flight path. For the U.S. Navy, the submarine VLS is embodied in systems such as the Mk-45 vertical launch system, which is found on many attack and guided missile submarines. With this system, submarines can carry more missiles, and it usually has a mix of long-range cruise missiles like the BGM-109 Tomahawk land attack missile, as well as anti-ship or other strike weapons. The real advantage of a vertical launch salvo is firepower and flexibility. When properly loaded, a submarine can release a volley of cruise missiles in a single strike run. For instance, the special guided missile variants of the Ohio-class submarine were refitted with massive vertical launch payload tubes. There were up to 22 missile tubes, each filled with canisters carrying multiple Tomahawk missiles. That enables an SSGN to carry up to 154 Tomahawk land attack missiles, giving it firepower that's comparable to an entire surface combatant fleet's missile armament. This is one of the most powerful and deadliest weapons on a submarine because it doesn't just allow for firing missiles in rapid succession. It also allows stealthy, submerged submarines to deliver overwhelming strike power far inland. Launching a large missile salvo from a submarine can easily bypass many of the defenses that surface ships or aircraft might face, because the sub remains underwater until just before launch. This makes it hard for the missile to be detected during an attack. With the vertical launch, submarines have gone from purely anti-ship or anti-submarine hunters into deep strike platforms that can target land, coastal defenses, and command centers, often from hundreds or thousands of miles away. The converted Ohio-class SSGNs illustrate this shift. Instead of serving as ballistic missile submarines, they were re-rolled to deliver conventional land attack missiles, transforming strategic deterrent submarines into first strike tools or covert strike platforms. Now, the U.S. Navy is upgrading its submarines with even more advanced weapons, like hypersonic weapons. Hypersonic weapons in the future. Hypersonic weapons are expected to dominate submarines in the future, and could ride silently aboard submarines and strike targets around the globe in minutes. The conventional prompt strike hypersonic missile program is the centerpiece of this shift. It's designed to be launched from submarines and surface ships alike and uses a rocket booster to lift a hypersonic glide body, which then streaks toward its target at speeds well above Mach 5. It maneuvers unpredictably to defeat modern defenses. The plan is for the first sea-based hypersonic missiles to appear on the stealthy Zumwalt-class destroyer surface warships by 2025, and by the end of the decade on select upgraded Virginia-class submarine attack submarines. For subs, compatibility relies on the new large-diameter missile tubes from the Virginia payload missile. This can house either dozens of conventional cruise missiles or a smaller number of hypersonic weapons, depending on mission needs. What makes hypersonic so compelling is a deadly combination, as it offers unmatched speed, stealthy launch, long range, and precision impact. Once fired, a CPS missile's glide body can descend on a target within minutes, far faster than traditional cruise missiles or aircraft, giving the enemy a low reaction time. But today, the hypersonic CPS has not been used in combat. It's still under development and undergoing testing. The focus isn't to replace existing missiles immediately, but to rapidly enhance strike-on-demand capability. A submarine or destroyer could strike high-value targets with near-global reach, stealthily or rapidly, with conventional warheads. From the Trident 2D5 to the upcoming hypersonic strike systems, these weapons show how much engineering, planning, and raw capability sit beneath the surface when a U.S. submarine goes on patrol. Each upgrade pushes the reach, stealth, and striking power of the fleet even further. What do you think is the best submarine weapon from the U.S. Navy? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. For more insights into life in the Navy, subscribe and hit the bell. We'll see you in the next video.